expert in the field of digital education. A brief introduction before you about Sir. Sir is the senior most professor of Department of Computer Science and Applications, MDU Rohtak, and Sir has more than 30 years of experience. And Sir is associated with the department since the inception of department in February 1990. Currently, Sir is Director, Digital Learning Center, MDU Rohtak. All the digital initiatives by MDU Rohtak are being guided by Sir, and Sir is working immensely and contributing in a wonderful way towards the development of the center as well as MDU. Professor Gill has earned postdoctoral research from Brunel University, West London, UK. Sir has been the recipient of Commonwealth Fellowship Award of British government for the year 2001 and Best Paper Award by Computer Society of India. Professor Gill recently earned leadership skills at Cambridge University, UK and IIT Kharagpur during May or June 2019 as a part of LEAP, Leadership for Academicians program, a flagship program of MHRD Government of India. He has widely traveled abroad for several academic and research assignments, including various countries like UK, USA, France, etc. Sir has published more than 285 research papers and authored 5 popular books. He has immensely contributed toward the development of 13 MOOC SWIM or ARPIT course module. Sir is an authority in the field of digital education, and we are so grateful for Sir for giving sessions in this online program. We welcome you, Sir, and we extend our thanks for being here today with our participants. I welcome Professor Naseeb Singh Gill to start the session. Please, Sir.
User ID password. User ID password. User ID password.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible, sir. Please.
Okay. Thank you, Madhuri. Thanks a lot, Madhuri. First of all, I would like to thank Director of Faculty Development Center, Professor Sridhar, Deputy Director and Coordinator of this Faculty Development Program on MOOCs and e-learning technologies, Dr. Madhuri Huda, and the entire organizing team, including Dr. Menka and Dr. Ishwar Mittal, for empaneling me on pool of resource persons for this particular development program. I'm indeed blessed to be part of I'm indeed blessed to be part of this digital platform with such a huge participation from all different states of the country. At the same time, I would also like to congratulate the Director of Faculty Development Center and his committee team to take this challenge of hosting this 1 week program, and that too online with such a huge participation. And the main inspiration, it stemmed from our worthy Vice Chancellor, Mr. Rajveer Singh, who motivated and encouraged entire team MDU to take this challenge and not to deprive any of the aspirants for this particular course. So, Madhuri wanted me to speak on certain other specific themes, including Google Classroom, Kahoot. But it was the inspiration of our Vice Chancellor, Professor Asif Singh, and also some of the crux which was shared by Sri Ankur Gupta, who is a Principal Secretary, Higher Education, Government of Haryana, who encouraged that we as teachers must know what are the learning resources available, and there should be no replication of such resources among learners. And that's why I thought that the entire this 1 week program, which have been scheduled and tailored to make all the participants good enough to design their online course. And really, I'm also very happy to be one of the participants of this particular course. I'm also attending all the sessions along with other senior people of our university, including Professor Neena Singh in Academic Affairs, Professor Kulshan Taneja, Registrar of the University, and many others. The topic I chose to share with you is digital initiatives in higher education and pedagogical innovations. I have scheduled my presentation in 3 parts. The first part aims to make you aware how digital transformation is happening around all of us and in the world. May I request our admin to please keep a control over the participants? I think that's causing disturbance. Okay. So I will simply, yes, coming back. I have scheduled my presentation in 3 parts. The first part that would make all the participants aware of that what is happening all around us, within country, around the world, in terms of digital transformations. And what are the digital initiatives suggested by Ministry of Human Resources Development, Government of India in previous years, and even during very recent 2 weeks. Second part, I certainly would like to make all the participants aware of how MDU has initiated and has come up to this level of creating a digital learning ecosystem with all the complete cooperation of MDU fraternity, and how the different initiatives suggested by Government of India, these have been put in action, and that has brought fruitful results. Third part of my presentation that would focus on that how this scenario of higher education is changing world over, and how we as a country need to reorient our policies, our mindset amidst all this breakthrough in terms of pedagogical innovations. Friends, the 21st century is certainly an era of what true digital transformation that we are witnessing every day, all around us. It has hugely influenced all walks of life, maybe the school, the college, the university, the home, the industries, all through. And you find a dramatic shift in terms of its exploitation, in terms of its usage. There was a time people make use of IT just as a catalyst to boost certain processes. But now the time has come, and we are witnessing it. About this IT, it has become a big driving force on all fronts. And what our learner speakers so far have discussed, that is motivating all the participants to design, develop, and deliver our online programs. It means how we as teachers, as educators, are ready for this kind of expectation. So, if we are ready for it, then how we have to change ourselves, how we have to have transformations, this I would like to share with you. Let me take up to you the first part. I will look at how digital transformation are leading to a smart learning environment. And to my view, a smart learning environment that would stem from four major paradigms. That is social, mobile, analytics, and cloud. You might be thinking that how this SMAC is going to transform our teaching and learning. Hence, I don't have any hesitation in sharing. The time has come and we will be witnessing our smart culture in the name of your smart cities. If you are referring our Government of India initiative in 2016, about 20 smart cities were expected to be developed, but this year this toll is going to reach beyond 100. Now, to say, I just indicated, not alone your education, but all the different spheres of life and segments, these are also going to be smarter. Now, let me help you to realize that how it is happening. That how about this Facebook or social media is transforming.
Online course
I'm saying 45 lakhs of videos are watched a minute. It means 45 lakhs videos that you watch through YouTube. It is remarkable figure. Similarly, on your Facebook, 40 lakhs likes in a minute that you can witness, and 38 lakhs Google search in a minute. So that's happening. Now you might be thinking that how, as a country, what is the scenario for higher education? Let me share with you certain statistics. We are having in India 921 universities, having more than 51,000 approximate colleges. And if we are talking about how many students are pursuing higher education in the country, 35.7 million. That is second to China. In China, 41.8 million students are pursuing higher education. Now, when we are talking about that, what is the status of your internet usage in India? Let me share with you. In India, 47% of the population is using internet. And if you do talk, which of the state is having the highest internet users? Is your Delhi, NCT. National Capital Territory. It is with 69%. Number 2, Kerala, 54%. Number 3, Haryana, Punjab, and Himachal Pradesh, 49%. Why am I sharing this? I'm just sharing, only just impress upon you that you must realize we can't overlook the transformations which are going around us. Our kids would be having a very well-to-do our fingers on a mobile or any guys that have changed the human lifestyle. You will be amazed to learn that can we afford to live away a mobile from us? Not at all. As per one of the recent surveys, a person on an average person I'm referring, that they check their mobile 63 times a day. Now you can have a look at. And but more important, within 5 minutes, when a person wakes up, they use it. And 1 hour before the sleep, they never forget to check the mobile. But I'm simply talking about this young generation. It is spending much more time on a mobile. And that's why we have to understand that this conventional, our classroom delivery may not be stable enough, but rather we need to supplement our students in different transformed manners as per this required learning pace. And let me also share with you that our pedagogy, we can't substitute a teacher, but the role of a teacher, it is changing with time. The 21st century teacher must be a person possessing of different capabilities. It will be a wonder man or wonder lady who will be performing that dramatic role. This 4 dimension I'm sharing with you in the slide: social, mobile, analytics, cloud. Let me also supplement one thing, that what Professor K. Srinivas yesterday and Dr. Smith was sharing yesterday. Here I'm just going to demonstrate what is the end outcome of the entire exercise of all the MOOCs, how your learning improves, how we have to schedule ourselves in that manner so that we can objectively deliver our outcome-based education. Students would be requiring skills. The industries need people who are employable. You can have a look at what is the scenario of our education. How many universities or institutions, including IITs or NITs, they could pick it up within top 500. So everybody is trying their best and trying their hard to come home to that world ladder of our education. We also learned how we could be using analytics. I'm simply tell you one of the famous statements of Dave Copley of Microsoft, who shared data is fuel for tomorrow. Now you might be thinking, what is the relevance of this kind of statement? Because here you need to relate how your data, information, knowledge, thinking, creativity, they are interrelated. As was one of the famous quotes of our great motivator, Abdul Kalam, learning leads to creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. Thinking leads to knowledge, and knowledge makes you great. So I'm simply supplementing that quote, get motivated and be inspired to adapt ourselves in the new digital learning environment. Next is cloud. Cloud is nothing but is a kind of, let me take a very simple example, because I was finding there's a heterogeneity and diversity of our different participants, backgrounds, and
Mr. Nabil, there's a disturbance, please.
Sir, I'm doing it one by one.
cloud is providing us nothing but computing as a commodity. And I am talking about just like your normal commodity, milk, water, electricity, our computing power, it provides you storage. It provides you your all computing facilities at a very minimal cost or free of cost. So you will be assuming how these all four important segments they are leading to this Yes. I'm just sharing a very important slide that is focusing onto the everyday need of a normal user. Average internet user requires 1.5 GB of data per day. So this is a coming flood of data, and that's why I was just referring Dave Copeland, who made the statement that is fuel for future. One more thing I'm sharing, a step beyond Dave Copeland, Andrew G, who is one of the Chinese, our American computer scientists, who made a statement in the year 2017. Artificial intelligence is going to be the new electricity. What is new electricity? 100 years before, how electricity transformed the industries. Our artificial intelligence is likely to transform the entire segments of life. If you are looking at how our this is 1.5 GB of traffic per day. This is 4 terabytes of data per day that is required for autonomous vehicles. There are several companies which have brought in our intelligent vehicles, smart vehicles. So they would also be using the data hugely. Another is connected aeroplane. It is your 5 terabytes of data per day. That's a normal day requirement. Similarly, a smart factory, 1 petabyte of data per day. Similarly, 7 petabyte of video that will be requiring your cloud video providers. I am simply referring, here is what, that is that data transformation that will ultimately lead to what? That's your digital transformation. I am just sharing what is happening around the world in terms of your digital age. The overall world population goes 7.75 billion. And out of this population, 67% of the world population, they are unique mobile phone users. And out of this, 59% of the population, that comes to be 4.54 billion, they are the internet users. Also have a look at the trend for your active social media users. 49% of the world population is using your social media. So this is a sea change that we are witnessing. And I'm telling you, how this growth, maybe the internet users, maybe the mobile phones, maybe the social media users, it is not incremental, it is exponential. here is certain other figures that will take you to the world of smartphones. Have a look at. This is by end of 2020, more mobile phone users. So in 2015, it was 4.8 billion. And in 2020, it is going to be 5.5 billion. More mobile connections. In 2015, 7.9 billion. And it is likely to be by end of 2020, 11.6 billion. Similarly, faster mobile speeds. It used to be 2 Mbps in 2015. It is likely to be 6.5 Mbps by end of 2020. And more mobile videos, there used to be in 2015 55% of traffic. And it is likely to increase up to 75% of traffic by end of 2020. So on the bottom, if you look at, in the last 7 years, there has been an increase of what? 222%. So simply just give a cool thought. Can we afford to overlook this huge transformation that is taking place at our homes, within the universities, within schools? Why everybody is a carrier of mobile? And I'm just sharing, this is the biggest statistics of the internet users in India. I'm telling you at the moment, there are approximately 685 million population of India that is using internet. By the end of 2020, it is likely to rise up to 730 million. And this is how it is expected that by 2021. Look at this, I'm just sharing the smartphone market segment. This only compared, only specific for Asia. Because when you are talking about Europe and America, then you will be finding the statistics, the usage of the different products. Xiaomi company only around 8 it is having 27% that is largest country.
Dr. Dinesh Sahu, please use your mic.
Yes. You come back to.
You can continue.
Yes. Yes. Very good. Am I visible and audible to everybody? Will you please signal?
Yes, sir, you are audible and visible.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So I'm just sharing this entire segment which is showing a drastic change and very exponential growth within your smartphone world. I'm just sharing next to this very important parameter. I mean, there are two very important our ranking agencies which conducts different surveys. One is BCG, Boston Consulting Groups, another is Forbes. And as per the survey, Facebook and YouTube, they have come at the top. Facebook got first rank. They might be thinking, why it got the first rank? Because our daily active users for Facebook are 1.6 billion. And they spend 58 minutes every day. And it is having 2.4 billion monthly active users and having over 88% of the mobile users. Similarly, if you look at YouTube, which is also one of the subsidiaries which is taken up by our Google, that which was founded in 2005, that is having 2 billion monthly active users and 500 million hours of video these are watched every day. Similarly, 7 billion videos these are viewed daily, and average visit length is 11 minutes. So I'm simply talking about yesterday when Professor K.C. was motivating all the participants that how they have to create the contents, whether they have to refer the links, what resources they have to refer. He just named so many different resources, and that also included your YouTube resources too. And I'll be just demonstrating all kind of repositories which are very, very important for all present day teachers and learners. Now, and let me share with you how important is 1 minute. And it's just getting the statistics. Have a look at. Within 1 minute, 1 million login in Facebook, 18.1 million clicks sent within a minute, 4.5 million videos viewed, 3,90,000 approximate apps downloaded, 3,47,222 scrolling Instagram, 87,500 people tweeting, 1.4 million swipes on Tinder, 188 million sent in a minute, 1 million views on Twitch, 41 music streaming subscriptions, 180 smart speakers shipped over Amazon, 4.8 million chips served on Jiffy, 41.6 messages sent on WhatsApp. And WhatsApp is taken over by Facebook, you are well aware. WhatsApp was initially brought in by John and Acton, but later it was taken over by Facebook. Another is 2.1 million snaps created. About this much of the amount that is spent online for purchasing. Netflix is having about 7 lakh hours was and 3.8 million searches on Google. Now, you might be thinking how important it has become now. And if you are just referring again that how this change has helped the education to grow. Here, what we have to do is, though we as a country has been pioneer in teaching even since recent times, but in the present technological expansion and growth that is taking place around us, we certainly need to match the skills, the competence, the learning needs accordingly. And that is the need of the hour. That what we have to do is, we have to, our higher education to be revamped in terms of the policies, in terms of the delivery among the learners. And the first thing it comes from, that will be making our higher education to be remade. First is our institutional adaptiveness. So how we as an institution are ready to go for change. Now within an institution is not a boundary of walls. We are the most important stakeholders as a teaching fraternity. And unless we volunteer, unless we come forward, then how we can be partner and associate in this venture, our institutional adaptiveness will be very hard to achieve. As a part of this, we have to go for what institution-wide IT, strategy. Similarly, higher education affordability. You might be thinking, if you're just talking about SWAYAM platform, meeting the needs for higher education or our right to education for one and all. It is a free online course that anybody can join. Looking into the needs of the individuals, rather we as teachers, we also need to motivate the learners, the people who may not afford education, but at least we must provide them the learning environment. As well said by Einstein said, we can't teach anybody, but what we can do is we may help to provide a learning environment where our next generation people or young students they can learn. Another is change leadership. It's a very important because you ultimately could also be performing as a role of a leader, maybe head of the department, maybe the senior people, maybe the senior teachers. So unless you become the agent of change, people may not join you. So that's why you also have to show that leadership skill and coming forward to take such wonderful initiatives. Another very important part is IT adaptiveness. So let me share straight away the kind of platform that right now we're using for even dissemination across more than 500 participants. Could anybody imagine prior to this? We as a university, our Vice Chancellor motivated the team MDU to come to this challenge. And that's why we could make it possible. So that's why we have to be ready for any kind of change or any kind of your IT venture that would really help the teaching to go on. Similarly, another important point is the information security. You might be thinking, how important is your information security? Let me share with you. Cyber security is going to be the biggest challenge of the coming century. To dal to mein paak. We can't also stay away from it, but rather we have to come forward. As if at the moment the entire world is facing our COVID-19 crisis. And obviously I'm sure that we all could be doing something great at home and we are all safe at home. But how we could transform ourselves, how we can improve our learning capabilities, how we can engage the society, how we can engage the students, and that too safely. It's very, very important. So in cyber security, this challenge, it will be mitigated again very nicely. And I'm simply telling you, if you talk about the cyber threat, cyber crime statistics, I'm telling you, over a year, it is having 1.5 trillion revenue business out of this cyber crime. That's why we have to be very careful. People normally say our information is the blood for an organization. And that's why the data is a fuel. If somebody stops that blood coming within the body, then what will happen? So we also have to be very, very fervent on that front and to be ready to meet that challenge too. Another is IT staffing and organization models. I'm telling you, there could be some early generation learners who had not even had a hands-on experience onto the different tablets, onto the new devices. Our young generation may be doing within seconds, they can move on. So our purpose is everybody should be trained accordingly. We have to orient everybody. Third segment is what? Improve student outcome. MHRD is also enforcing choice-based credit system. It is also focusing on program outcomes, outcome-based education. So rather than what we are trying to do. If that is coming from our teacher-centric, our curriculum to what student-centric curriculum and most practice. And unless we become the very important partners in that venture, it's not going to be successful. So that's why we have to keep our learner needs as our prime parameters. As how the learner is learning, what is the outcome, to what extent they could attain the skills. It's very important. Another major segment is what improved decision making. I just initially shared how our this IT enabled services, data enabled action, institution culture. I'm likely to share one thing, that if you just look at what is happening at a global level, why there is a trend of shifting the students from Asia to rest part of Asia. Could be talking about Singapore, could be talking of other countries. Why the people are rushing to UK or United States for higher education? This is also another big challenge that our pioneer institutions or they are facing in India. And if we become more learning centric, our that fear of declining enrollment colleges, that will certainly would come down. So these are some of the very, very important ingredients that would help our higher education to be renamed, and we will be ready for our change. Let me also share with you, our government of India has taken very important initiatives in previous 8 to 10 years. And some of the initiatives also came very recently. And if you are talking about like this, maybe many of our participants attending the course, they may be not aware of few of these. Let me also share. GAN is what Global Initiative Academic Network. This is your new education policy that you are well aware. I am telling you, if you are looking at the crux of the new education policy, we simply are aiming at what outcome-based education, and that everybody should be ready to match the learning needs accordingly. Imprint India is very important initiative, but that is not within the reach of your conventional institution or the university. Imprint India is impacting patents, research, and technology. So that is Imprint. Another is Swayam Prabha. Swayam Prabha has brought 32 DTH channels, and those channels, they could be broadcasting, there could be certain archival. So what I was trying to convey, as I'm just supplementing, our Ankur Gupta ji, who was speaking about this inaugural address, he mentioned there should be not any replication of resources. So, of course, we should be ready to create more and more resources, but these may not be created in a week time or 10 days. It would take time. But by the time, how to help the students at this juncture, we as teachers, that's also important challenge we certainly ought to address. And for that purpose, we need to look into which are the very, very important resources that can indeed help our students, our learners. Another very important initiative, it was taken up, that was NAD. This is National Academic Repository. Sometimes students also face difficulty of getting their documents verified, authenticated. DigiLocker kind of facility are also likely to be available, and maybe by several institutions they could have offered, where they could be putting in their all our digitized documents and that could be accessible. Similarly, as a university, as MDU, we also have put more than 5 lakhs of degrees, 2015 onwards, which can be authenticated, which are available in the National Academic Deposit. Similarly, when you are referring, what is the NIRF, National Institution Ranking Framework? I have to share one thing. That is, we could be going for NIRF, we could be going for National Board of Accreditation, we could be going for NAC. One thing is pretty clear. Unless we focus in developing the brand equity, we are bound to fail. I'm just sharing one of the outcomes of one of the very senior professor and educationist, Professor H. Devraj, who has been vice chairman of UGC, who also has been our chairman NEC. Even many participants which are right now working in the colleges or the universities, they are well aware of the process of NEC, NBA, and NIRF. And in January, he shared, or I'm talking about on probably 23rd January, it was all published in the print media and the electronic media. What he shared, and it was just a honest feedback he gave to the Prime Minister on request. Then Prime Minister of India, he asked him, how do you find about this ranking NEC, NIRF useful? So simply, in a press statement he made, that unless we institutions develop the brand equity, these NEC and ranking, these are useless. So I think when we are talking about brand equity, it will come from all stakeholders. We have to show our social connect. We have to be more about this learning centric. So whenever this word of mouth goes and what is the public perception all across, that would automatically bring our brand equity. Another is new institutions, SWAM. SWAM also study of VATs. If we are talking about aspiring for young, aspiring minds. So if you are just talking about your SWAM platform, that is fulfilling the needs of our present day learners, and that is meeting the affordability aspect for everybody. Study of maps, active learning for young aspiring minds. Visaka, Vittiya Sakshata Abhiyan. Another is HEFA, that is Higher Education Funding Agency. I'm talking about why the present scenario is taking us to a very different remote corner. IITs, NITs, central universities, state universities, they are also likely to face a financial crunch in the time to come. And you won't believe that new IITs or NITs, when they are being established, central universities, then the government is asking to the institutions, new institutions, to have loan from HEFA, Higher Education Funding Agency, and then to return it. So can you imagine? That is our huge funding of these IITs, NITs, they were having, now they have been asked to be self-sustaining. NDIN, National Design Innovative Network, Technical Education Quality Improvement Program, UAY, that is your Pustar Avishkar Yojana. So these are some of the initiatives I simply just wanted to share that which are already in existence. These are the 9 national collaborators and coordinators which have been designated by MHRD and which are playing a very prime role in your education. Now, what are the kind of courses they deal with? They have been segregating. We are talking about UGC, non-technology PG programs. If you are referring your NPTEL, it is catering to the needs of UG and PG degree programs. CEC, non-technology UG programs. And we are fortunate enough to have our Vice Chancellor, Professor Rajveer Singh, who has significantly contributed in CEC for creating a wonderful, that is a pool of resources. And is also having its CEC YouTube channel as well as its own UG programs that our institutions can also make use of. Another is IGNO, Diploma and Certificate Skill-Based Courses, NCRT classes 9 to 12, NIUS out of school children educational program from class 9 to 12, IIMD management courses, NITTR teachers training, AICD self-paced international programs. So this is what the division of this particular courses which has been done for these 9 coordinators. Yes, it's very important to work sharing with each of you that in 2017 October, our MHRD came with a digital action plan, and they suggested to all the institutions, all the universities in the country to take or to inculcate a digital action plan, and that was divided primarily in 4 major components. First was specific to SWAM. The first component of our those 17 initiatives, it was approve the courses of, as per the Gazette notification of Government of India, our those SWAM courses, they have to be credit courses. They have to be put as a part of our curricula and having certain credits. Similarly, second, publicize the courses, that everybody should be given an access to such courses that they must know how those courses could be useful to them. Number 3, prepare new courses, like all the participants of this particular course, if they succeed in designing an online course, I think you already have got an assignment how to develop, design and deliver a 1-week online program. Similarly, you can plan for what 3 months, 6 months, a year. So you with your team could be designing it, and you could be submitting SWAM. SWAM, it could be approving it. Yesterday, Dr. Sameed in the last session was also sharing with you that our institutions, which are private institutions, our friends, our colleagues, or teachers from private institution, they can collaborate with those people working in the core group with the government institutions like universities. Then they certainly can make a proposal also. Another is retrain teachers. I think you are well aware of the very popular program of ARPIT, that even teachers are also attending our this annual refresher program, teachers program, that is online. Rather than going to the HRDC physically, you can attend to that particular course. But all the requirements as per the design, delivery, and the feedback and the assignment part, every teacher is expected to do what exactly you normally do in a normal course. Another initiative was digital learning monitoring cell. So every university was asked to establish a digital learning monitoring cell. And coincidentally, at the same time, after we received this communication from MHRD, our Vice Chancellor, Professor B.K. Punya, rather than Vice Chancellor at that time, he formed our digital learning initiative and monitoring cell. And now, sensing the responsibility of the present times, and our present Vice Chancellor, Professor Rajveer Singh, elevated this cell to a full-fledged digital learning center. So which is also likely to play very, very important and crucial role in the time. Second major segment, that is Swayam Prabha, I just mentioned, I just shared with you. and it is having 32 channels. It is also there to orient teachers. Even there are several people, maybe out of us who are attending this particular program, would also have contributed onto these resources. Another very important initiative, that is your NDL. It is not something new, but the visibility of NDL within the last around 8 to 10 years, it has become known to everybody. And I'm telling you, at this point of time, this NDL repository, National Digital Library of India, that is catering to the needs of all the teachers and the students in this, during this tough time of COVID-19 crisis. Another very important segment, that you digitize all the books in the library. But we could also be partners of the National Digital Library, and we could digitize our books, we could digitize our thesis, we could just make your own audio, video books, and it could be uploaded at our National Digital Library platform. And our visibility as a university, it could also be made prominent at this NDL. So we'll be getting the visibility there. I'm moving next slide. Yes, this is something significant I just shared. National Academic Deposit. That the pool of the documents that we can have, that it was specifically meant for students' use for authentication of putting all the digital certificates. Similarly, there are some other initiatives. I think we all teachers, they are well aware of these terms: digital campus, smart campus. So I'd like to share with you that our university, MDU Rohtak, which is hosting this academic development program, it is having our NEC accreditation of 3.44. And on all these fronts, which are just being shared with you, our university has come up with a very strong initiatives on all fronts. Even in terms of cleanliness, also last year, that is your 18-19. So I am simply sharing, yes, these are also very, very important initiatives that MHRD Government of India suggested in 2017. Yes, this I am now just sharing the second part of my presentation, that what as a university, what kind of culture which has been inculcated on the campus, and we evolved to such a level that is catering to the needs for your academics, administration, in teaching learning processes, in terms of research, in terms of safety and security on the campus. So I'm just showing in the mid of this diagram, you are finding this is UCC, University Computer Center. That is a core unit of the university that is playing a pivotal role in the entire automation of all the four segments. If you are finding on this left, that is student lifecycle management, that even the starting from online admission up to the declaration of the result, and even digitizing their degrees and certificates and maintaining them, these documents in National Academic Depository. We have our student life cycle that we say e-rishi. That is serving the purpose. Another very important part, if you are looking up on this side, that the teaching learning. How teaching learning process evolved, and what kind of resources which are accessible to our stakeholders, our faculty, our researchers, our conventional students. So first of all, for the delivery of our teaching learning, we have on the campus wonderful our smart classrooms in every department. We have evolved, and with a very dedicated efforts of our entire teaching fraternity, we have been able to come up with a learning management system, and which is getting the needs of the learning resources needs of our students, and it is being enriched every day. Another is online library resources. I'll also be sharing with you. Another is faculty development center, which is right now hosting this online program. Another important wing, very important office, that is TV and radio studio. Another very important, and that is another is digital learning center. So these are all the different units of the university or the infrastructure that is in place, that is helping the teaching and learning process to improve with ongoing digital transformation around us. Next to this is the automation of your administrative wings or the different online services of the university. We are having a very quick disclosure of all the services or the instant information made available to all the stakeholders, whether student, whether employee, whether it could be financial functions, or whether it could be online service, maybe your booking of your faculty development center course, or maybe your faculty house, maybe your admissions, what I just mentioned, maybe automation of all processes other than academic in your administrative, these also have been successfully achieved and are in place. Another very important component that is always a security and safety. We have a wonderful 24/7 our surveillance system in place, and that is being watched day and night by our particularly that specific control room. So there is no remote corner of the university that is not within the reach of our CCTV eye, and we can promptly take an action as required. So I'd like to just share with you, we have a wonderful large sprawling campus, and we are having this entire data center that is meeting the entire accessibility. We are having a wonderful entire campus that is having your Wi-Fi enabled. And on the entire campus, we have divided this campus into primarily 3 zones. And our fiber optic cables, these have been laid for our integrated connectivity for both data and voice. So you can well imagine, we are having our different support for our IP phones, our accessibility, as well as for security and entire support system in place. Yes, just look. This is our data center. That is your all corners of the university. These are within reach, and we can switch to. I just mentioned we are having 570 hotspots and having your 2 Gbps over this internet bandwidth that is catering to the entire needs, and these are what our hybrid servers and your different racks which are meeting the requirement. Yes, I just mentioned our 3 main organs within the university. Our University Computer Center, Faculty Development Center, TV and radio station. In this last around 4 weeks of closure at the university campus, I'm sure that all my colleagues on the campus, they have been successful in realizing the need of our new resources, which we ought to share and engage our students by sharing this by different means. When we're looking into this MOOCs course, and that will be designing, developing, and delivering. So with all the different 4 quadrants, it will be objectively planned. So unless, for example, if you planned it, but how these have been implemented. So I'm telling you, our digital learning center, in the time to come, it will be tapping the potential, full potential, with the cooperation of all our faculty members on the campus. Whether it could be our kind of a recording, like Synchronomatic. Yesterday, our Professor K. Srinivasan was sharing so many different tools, and also Dr. Samir also shared many different tools. And more likely related speakers, including Dr. R.C. Sharma, Dr. Nisha Singh, Dr. Deepak Bisla, who are also speakers in our due course of time for this FDP. Now, the point is, our university certainly would be playing a pivotal role in bringing in our this digital learning culture environment. And this is what I'm sharing. This is our real ecosystem that we could really develop on the campus. And this is our digital learning ecosystem that really help our learners at this point of time. Like I'm simply sharing, how does help? This is your MDU LMS portal, where all the students can access the resources. Here it's WhatsApp, Google and email groups, Google groups also, that can really help. Here, these are also online classes or Google classes. So this also have to be very helpful. MDU is having a wonderful class library headed by Dr. Says Malik, who has been catering to all the needs and accessibility across all stakeholders. Another is we are also having wonderful Directorate of Distance Education, having a good pool of our PDF documents or e-contents that our users may access as per the requirement. Another is open access resources. I'm sharing these open access resources. It is a pool of resources which have been provided by Government of India and by several other different organizations, which also we have pooled at our university website. So we also have provided a link for that. Without spending more time, I'm taking you just to get a quick glimpse of the university LMS, where our young friends who are attending this particular course, they may get an access or have a feel that what kind of learning management system we may also have on the campus at the university or at our institution. We have to cooperate because internet bandwidth these days it is full in use. Okay, by the time, let me also share with that how our MDU library is enriched. So this is our pool of e-resources which are available at our university library. These are the e-books, these are electronic journals, these are the different databases which are accessible to the stakeholders. I'd like to share with you, though our university, as a university, we have provided about 35 links. But out of those 35 links, what I could identify, which are most important and significant, and that's really useful for each of you, that you ought to know. So here, if you are just talking about, first is National Digital Library. That is being looked after by IIT Kharagpur. And I'm just sharing about this National Digital Library. It is having a pool of 4.98 lakhs of our items, documents in different forms. Another is EPG Pathshala. Next is UGC MOOCs. That is also vertical of strand. Another is NPTEL, that is being looked after by IIT Madras. And this is your SWAM, that is SWAM portal, you are all aware of. Now, let me take the opportunity to take you to NTL IIT Kharagpur, at least one or two links. I certainly want you to demonstrate you that you will be amazed to learn that how those resources are very useful, and at a single click away, you can access these resources. Yes, now the window is open. Now here is in the middle of it. First of all, let me share with you that anybody can register for it. You have to sign up just like your normal account for Google, Yahoo, or any other. What you can do is, here you can type your subject that you want to search regarding. For example, I'm writing here, say, computer science. So what it will fetch you? It will fetch you a list of resources relating to computer science which are accessible to you and you can make use of. If you do talk, let me go here for a minute or two. Because these are the right time is a very heavy rush of your internet traffic. This time? Yes. Yes. We could see. Yes, I could see. Yes, here I am just showing. It will be showing more than 26 lakhs of the results we found. But you are interested. Which source you are interested to refer to? In the source, we have to check that particular box. For example, I am interested. See, these are the kind of resources which are accessible. For example, and you will be wondering, all different IITs, MITs, all institutions are listed. I'm simply just helping you. For example, I'm saying IIT Delhi, I find that I want the resource for IIT Delhi. It will be filtering your those documents, and you might be thinking, what kind of documents I'm referring to? Another important window just above than this. Just a minute.
Amaji, Ali. Please wait a while for till our presenter represents their screen. There's some technical issue on the screen, so please be patient. Dr. Nasib, you need to select the appropriate window for the screen.
Am I visible?
You can phone.
Why are things are?
Gilsari, now you can continue.
Am I visible and audible now?
Yes, sir, you are audible and you are visible also.
Okay. Sorry, dear participants, for a technical glitch at this end. Yes, okay. Am I visible now? Yes. Am I visible now? Yes. Will you please let me know? Okay, fine.
Yes.
Okay. I'm extremely sorry for the inconvenience caused to the participants at this end. There was some technical glitch here. Yes. Dear participants, I simply just wanted to help you, but I just wanted to demonstrate all the functions that in case of the National Digital Library, you may visit it and you can look for the resource type and the source. That will really help you. Similarly, another important resource is your EPG Pathshala. Another is using MOOCs. Another is NPTEL. Next is SWAM. And yes, here I am just sharing our 6 more important links, particularly for the students of engineering and science. This is the website that the virtual labs, you can even simulate the different experiments of chemistry, physics, chemical engineering, sciences, mechanical. So there's a long list that has been provided. Similarly is what E-Yantra, another very important pool of resources. Next is CEC contains, I just mentioned. Here is Swam Prabha. Another is E-GAN course. Another is your CEC, UGC YouTube channels. Similarly, that there could be some very important other pool of resources that you can access from other sources as well as a single step halt at MDU portal. Under our LMS portal and the university LMS portal, you can find a list of all the resources. About 35 important resources have been listed, and you can spend time as per your pace, as per your time and convenience. Next, I'm sharing here what is the role we as a teacher, how to play in this ongoing the challenge of we all teachers of this generation, how we have to go. Like we have to be all the times on social networks for sharing for different blogs, for even assessing feedback, photo sharing, popular media. We also have to connect with the colleagues. We also have to remain connected with the family and the local community. We also have to be well versed with the kind of digital resources that you could be requiring for every moment working. Here you could also be access to the different conferences online and web that we have to be. This also is very important challenge the curriculum documents. As per the changed frameworks or the choice-based credit system of the outcome-based education or your PG classes, UG classes, more successful experiment unless we are thoroughly involved into it. But this ad hoc activity may not really serve the purpose of outcome-based education. Social bookmarking, video conferencing, blogs, wikis, podcasts, tweeters. So this is something that I wanted that our 21st century teachers, they could be playing a very pivotal role in this our ongoing digital transformation age. This is the future classroom. I think we'll have to do away with our normal resources. And because we have to understand the pace of our learners. And that's why a very important area is emerging that we say personalized learning environment. And I'm sharing here, if you look at, this is our different video or different your web conference tools which are available. These are the different conferencing tools, these are different engagement tools. These are the different your notes in your maybe your Google, Word, or could be notepads. These are the online whiteboards. You may have to do away with the online whiteboard that you could be using your normal whiteboard on the screen that could be used for your storage, for your marking, and other purpose. Similarly, your session labs, I just mentioned your virtual labs and your e-yantra in the previous slide. These are what meant for different storage, and these are different session planning. These are the different survey segments. So this is what simply very useful tool of your virtual classroom tools that we can make use of. These are the different resources which are end outcome of the different resources, maybe the video, the PDF, EPT, document, right? So these are the video virtual class resources. These are the popular web conferencing tools that I just shared. That is your GoToMeeting, Skype, Zoom, Google Meet, WebEx, and so many others. This is the future of the higher education. I simply wanted to devote a minute for this. Let me share. These are the main funding cuts or financial crunch the institutions are likely to face in the time to come. These are the technology advances we have to orient our teachers. These are the changing students' expectations over a period of time. Why? Because this is our learner needs. We need to match with times. And this is what these are the different components which have to be integrated: the workforce, the culture, the technology. Technology will be playing a pivotal role in the entire venture. And here is what our teaching and learning innovations, and that's why pedagogical innovations today are likely to change the entire scenario for higher education. And that will be aimed with improved student outcomes, new research capabilities. So this is about the future of higher education. And this is a digital transformation strategy that we will be planning. So yesterday you would have learned that how Professor K. Srinivas wanted you to plan about for the design and then the development. So we have to be a systematic and a very disciplined teacher. I mean, it is not a classroom delivery that you will be going away to the class and coming back. But rather, when we want, what is the psyche of the present day learner, of the 21st century student? What is their expectation level? How they would learn? What is their learning pace? Are they slow learners? Are they advanced learners? What they would like? What kind of assignments I should? That's why question of MCQ designing is also a challenge. The kind of resources, maybe the e-text, maybe the video, maybe the advanced contents, you have to plan accordingly. So this is, we all teachers have to understand, depending upon the user experience, you have to improve. Requirement analysis, we should devote time. Obviously, without training, nobody can do. Why you all participants are attending to this MOOCs and e-learning technology course? Because unless you are aware how to prepare a proposal for our online and how to design and develop our courses, it will be very difficult for everybody, whosoever may be. The kind of infrastructure, I'm telling you, there could be many resources that which are available and which our learned speakers so far already have suggested. And these are all other issues which I already have conveyed to you. Another is, yes, what are the different e-learning trends I just mentioned? That is augmented and virtual reality, I just indicated. Statement of Andrew. Our artificial intelligence is likely to be a new electricity. And that's why when you are having data on one side, artificial intelligence another side, so it is going to transform education in a big way in the time to come. And this is what we expect. Normally, it is one of the important paradigms, software as a service, that we want in the cloud form. This SAS is turning into LAS, learning as a source. So our main objective, it is what? Learner-centric, student-centric. And this is your personalized environment. And personalized environment, I just that you as a 21st century teacher, how will you be doing? And this is what all the different kind of tools that I'm just sharing with Google Ads, Twitter, Gmail, Google Search, RSS, Digo, WordPress, Wikipedia, iMindMap, Dropbox, UBack. Because usually you would obviously come across the terms. And this is, the last concluding slide, that we as teachers, because we have to show our contribution in this venture, that how would we leading to that transformational change, pedagogical innovations would be put in place, keeping our out-based education on the agenda. And this model, this learning framework, that stems from what? Standards and assessments, curriculum and instruction, professional development, learning environment. And what ultimately it will lead to? It will lead to your life and career skills, learning and innovation skills, information, media and technology skills. So the idea is that rather than having a complete classroom education, if we can have and realize our hybrid, blended learning, flipped learning to supplement, I think that is going to show the remarkable results. With all these words, I wish that each of you to be safe first. Because unless you are safe, you can't burn out to long hour CDs on your mobile, or the laptop, or the tablets. And you have to stay home. Let's come out of this COVID-19 our crisis, and we are hopeful that over a period of time, we will certainly come out of this crisis. But grab this opportunity as a teacher, how we can maximize our engagement with our learners, with our students, with our family. Unique opportunity. In these words, I thank you very much for giving me patient hearing. And now I volunteer for any kind of questions and queries at the end of our participation.
Sir, I'm Pankaj Sharma. May I read this question to you?
Yes, yes. Sir, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Very, very elaborative and very informative session. Wonderfully conducted despite the pledge. Congratulations, sir. But I would like to know, you said towards the end that AI and ML are going to further change it, the digital interface of education. Can you please elaborate a bit on it in 5 years' time and in 20 years' time? Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir, yes, you rightly pointed out. Even at this moment, I'm telling you that when you are just talking about your learning management system, if, for example, I have to assess participants that to what extent the students even could use the resources, how much time they devoted on the resource. For example, if you as a participant, if I have sent you video, I have sent you a text, I have sent you a PDF file, that to go through the documents and then you please revert back on the question. For example, you opened the document, you spent only 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you didn't even read the pages. I'm talking about here the artificial intelligence, our learning analytics, it will play the role. It would help you reveal that whether the even visitor would visit the document or the video fully incomplete or not. So I'm talking about specific example I have just quoted you, but otherwise I'm only sharing even beyond your AI, machine learning are also going to help. Already helping a lot. Even our normal day-to-day devices. Next question, please.
Hello, sir. Good morning. This is Dr. Akanksha this side, sir. The session was really good, sir. I needed additional information that can you provide the information regarding how many schools and colleges in India, including the rural ones, are digital friendly? Can we have the data from somewhere? I was searching it on net. I couldn't get it, the exact data.
Okay, let me share with you. Statistics for colleges I share that more than 51,500 colleges are there in the country and 921 universities. I will be telling you 1.6 million our schools are there which are catering to the needs of 250 million school students. That is the figure that I'm sharing. Yes.
My question is how many of them are digital friendly? How many of them have this facility for e-learning?
Because this question I can't address. In fact, even if you're talking about official statistics, people are using with the contribution of the teacher. Facility is there, but learners are not being benefited. Maybe officially I could be saying that I do have a smartphone. But if you are not using the classroom, it will be of no use providing that facility at our end. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Myself, Dr. Pramod.
Yes, sir.
Sir, do you think that these things are going to benefit the rural area students well?
Okay. Let me share with you. As per the mission of the Digital India, our fiber optic cable, and this as a part of your national knowledge network, this complete mission for that is called National Network India. Our network is already in progress, and even rural part, I'm sharing with you that it is in large part of the rural. being taken in that project as a part of the initiative that is already in place, and that is on the maturity side, is rising at that level.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hello. Yes, Hariom sir, call you please.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I am hearing you, please.
I'm Dr. Sumit Prakash from Rajiv Gandhi University. Sir, I want to know your view. How do you visualize the higher education classes post-COVID period? What kind of transformation you expecting, or how you visualize the situation?
Pardon me, repeat the question, sir.
How do you visualize the higher education post-COVID period that we are passing through? What changes you visualize?
Yes, to be very honest, I mean, during our this COVID-19, our this 6 years, our sense the culture of 4 weeks closure at the university, all to be engaged among all with our stakeholders, with the students, with our colleagues on the campus, and moreover, taking these initiatives which are at this point of time needed.
Yes.
Entire our MDU teaching fraternity that's engaged in sharing, engaging the needs of the boards of our district resources. So I perceive that it is an learning opportunity for us. Even I'm telling you, even the faculty from fine arts, faculty from history, hardly who may not be that all the time with the frequent users. But we have been conducting Google online classes, our sharing the resources. Really perceive it as a very amazing experience too. We will come out of a crisis, but we grab this opportunity as a learning opportunity.
Yeah, definitely, sir. Thank you for the response, sir. Thank you.
Hello.
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 Yes.
Sir, I am Sumit Mukhya calling from, and my question is related to UMAP. In the last 4 or 5 days, we are continuously hearing that UMAP class system is not a foolproof and it's going to be problematic for security reasons.
Okay. Friends, I'd also like to share with you, because as the delivery is concerned, they're having our MDU YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and search MDU Live, the entire conversation, entire videos, all the speakers so far, maybe yesterday Dr. Smith or Dr. Professor K. Srinivas. So we already have all the sessions on live streaming, and these are very much available even later. So I understand, because we already took the commission of vice that we have our resources on live streaming, and we have access to all the resources so that they may use at their own timing, at their own pace. If few of the students they are facing some difficulty, some internet connection or technical glitches. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Any
This is
other
Romaran
questions?
from. Hello, sir.
Please speak out.
Hello. Hanji. It was really wonderful session, sir. I just want to ask about that NDL.
Yes.
That is National Digital Library. As a person also, we can donate our books there also, or we can only access the books there?
No. Yes, let me share. I shared with you as a part of 17 by 17 digital action plan.
Yes.
We may access NDL as well as we as a digital and
Sorry, sir. I'm not I'm not able to hear you, sir. I'm not able to hear you. There is lot of whistling there.
Okay, I think
Please,
now
can-
you are able to hear? Okay. Yes. Let me repeat. In a National Digital Library, you can access any kind of resources. Resources could be your videos, it could be ebooks, it could be surveys, it could be PDF, it could be any kind of resource. There are about more than 50 kind of our resources available. Source is the name of the institution which have added it to NPL. So what you can do is you can digitize your resources and you can add it to the National Digital Platform after seeking prior permission of the NDL as an institution. And they will allow you to add your resources which will be available in the name of your institution, so that anybody who could search what are our resources added by XYZ institution will be listed there. Yes. Any query? I'm not able to hear you. Yes, will you please speak out? Yes, Madhuri, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are there any questions, more questions to be addressed?
I think you have taken all the queries, sir.
Okay.
So thank you very much. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for such an informative and wonderful presentation. And it's always a pleasure and honor for Faculty Development Center to have sir with us. So, dear participants, we'll break for tea and we'll join back at 11:55 or 12. You can join at 12. Okay, fine. We'll break for tea. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, welcome. Thank you, Professor Sundar. Thank you, Dr. Madhuri.